Congratulations. There was this kind of surreal moment as you're on top of the ladder cutting a net and you see the number one seed on the big screen. Take me into what the emotions were like and how those two separate things kind of came together at that one time.
Oh man, it was crazy. I'm feeling, an unreal feeling. Just sitting here thinking about like all the things we accomplished, and knowing when I came on my visit, how I talked to Coach Underwood and I told him like these are things that we can accomplish here. And it's been ups and downs definitely, but that's a part of the process. So to just be on top of that ladder, cutting the net down and see the number one seed there, man, like it was just an unreal feeling.
Thanks, Al.
Ayo, I know this has been a tough year for you guys on so many levels with just the adversity that you handled and COVID and not being able to see your families. I mean, how much does this moment right now make it all worth it?
Oh man, it's crazy, to really, understand and really be in reality that, dang, we just won a Big Ten tournament championship. And, we believe we won the regular season also. So just sitting here knowing that, we didn't see our families. We've been just with each other the last 4 to 5 months. We put it all on the line. We sacrificed it all to be here and then to come out on top. Man, it's just crazy. Like I'm in a different feeling right now. It's just crazy.
Thank you. Congrats.
Okay, Scott Ritchie, you're up. Derek Piper on deck. Go ahead, Scott.
Obviously that game, it got much closer than it started. Just to win one like that to kind of cap this whole first part of the year before the NCAA tournament. What does that mean? Where you guys found another way to win?
What did you say?
So what did it make me to find a way to win again? Against Ohio State in a game that got so tight down to the wire. Just kind of cap this part of the season.
Oh, I think I will. I will. That's all it's about. We play somebody 3 times and we play somebody within a week span. Really, the plays, it's out the window. It comes down to executing. They knew everything we was going to run. They knew all of our, our unique plays. We just played them. And then we're a coach team. We knew everything they was running also. So it really just came down to who's going to make the most plays and who's going to grab the loose balls and the 50-50 balls. And we did down the stretch.
All right, we'll go to Derek Piper and then Brandon Simberg. Go ahead, Derek.
Hey, Ayo, in that moment, what moments run through your head as you kind of reflect on what's got you here? Is there anything that stands out along the journey that was really in your mind after you had won and maybe even up there on that ladder?
What really hits me is, remembering the days where we weren't good. The days where, I would see people on Twitter, talk about how we weren't good and talk about Coach Underwood and, you just see people say certain things and then you bring it, DB, to get this right here, like, I got it. This what it all means. We put all the work in to, grab this trophy right here. Through my mind, I was just thinking of all the people that doubted us. And I also think about all of the true fans who've been there supporting us through it all. So to be able to really know that like we earned this, like this is ours, it feels good.
Thanks, Al.
Okay, Brandon Simberg, you're up.
I want to hear your thoughts on that Georgie stretch today where he was getting bucket after bucket. What'd you kind of see from him and how key was that?
Oh, he played well. I always love to see, guys like that, come in and produce because the last 2 games he really wasn't playing. But guess what? He did his thing in a championship game. So no one cares about the first 2 games. Everybody will remember how he played in the championship game. So for him to just be over there on the bench, waiting for his moment, coming in and, seizing a moment and being so great in that moment, man, my hats go off to him.
Okay, thank you, Brandon. Robert Rosenthal, and then Anthony, Gavin Good, and then we'll go to Puerto Rico. Go ahead, Robert.
Yeah, I just want to kind of go back to the moment after what happened at Michigan State and what this team was facing and the schedule and everything. You guys turn around, you beat, I'll just read you the rankings in the net rankings. You beat number 38, number 26, you beat number 8 twice, you beat number 6, and you beat number 4. Tell me about that stretch of destruction.
Man, it's one game at a time. We really wasn't looking back. At that time after that game, we weren't looking at it as like, yo, we got 6, 7 top teams. We're looking at taking it one game at a time because we kind of figured that, no matter what, after that Michigan State game, we figured that the Big Ten was going to allow us to get a piece of that regular season title. So, but we wasn't certain. But I kind of knew that how it was going to play out. So we just told ourselves, take it one game at a time, one half at a time, one game at a time. Just keep winning, and then hopefully at the end of the season, the right decision to be made. It wasn't made, and then we're all we're grown men, so we just we understood that it was what it was, and then we try to come out here and get this one.
Thanks.
Okay, Anthony, Gavin, and then Puerto Rico. Go ahead, Anthony.
Hey, Ayo, you came into this week and mentioned that this Big Ten tournament was the biggest goal right now. How does it feel to check that box off and move on to the next one?
It feels great, definitely. It's something that to be it's something to be proud of, and definitely something that you can enjoy. We know that we have bigger goals and aspirations, but in order to get to those bigger goals and aspirations, we have to accomplish this one first. And if you look at my video when I decided to come back here, I said Big Ten championship. So this is a tremendous accomplishment for myself, not just for my teammates, but for myself also, because 4 or 5 months ago, I sat down, I told myself, when I come back, we have a good enough coaching staff, good enough players, great managers. I definitely want to give a shout out to the managers, because without them, none of this would be possible, either coming in, rebounding for me, doing all the little things. And like I said, so to really accomplish a goal that you made, a long time ago, that's definitely great.
Okay, Gavin, and then Puerto Rico, and then Corey, and then Shannon Ryan. Go ahead, Gavin.
Your family was here to watch you guys in this tournament. I know that you're really close with them. What do you imagine that your first conversation with them is going to be like about this?
Oh, this is something that's going to go on forever. They're going to just be proud of me. They invested so much time into me also. My uncles, my mom, my dad, cousins, my brothers, sisters, they invested so much time in my craft. They invested so much time in myself to help all of this become possible. So they're my number one supporters. I know they're having a blast right now. They probably go enjoy themselves, have a game night or something like that. But yeah, I know they'll be proud of me. So the first thing they'll say is congratulations, and just be there for me.
When you guys were cutting down the nets, I was watching Brad, and he was just kind of walking around and looking around and taking it all in. What do you think this means to him?
Oh my God, what does it mean to him? One thing y'all probably know about Coach Underwood is he's one of the most competitive people I ever met. Definitely, hands down. When it comes to winning, when it comes to wanting to get it done, he has that, he just has that knack for just wanting. You just want to go out there and just play as hard as you can for him, run through a wall for him. So, Coach Underwood coming in, taking the Illinois program when it wasn't at its best, it's been ups and downs, definitely. He had some times where, people doubted him, like always. Any great person, anything, they always go through times where people doubt them, but he stayed with the course. He recruited a lot of great guys. He recruited a lot of winners. So I know he's feeling great because people doubted him. They said that he couldn't get it done, or they said that this and that, and he came out here and he proved it.
Okay, we'll go to Puerto Rico, and then we'll come back. Go ahead.
Ayo, congratulations on the big win and being an MVP. Talk to me about, you've been carrying this team offensively all year, but talk to me about the defense that you decided to play on Washington. This play was really hard, and is that something you asked the coach to have that personal war against him?
He had a tough shot, like a real tough three, and I said, I got him. That's one thing I love about Coach Underwood. He allowed him to accept the challenge. He just said, all right, you got him. he was in a good rhythm. You know, when certain offensive players, you know, with that talent offensively, when they get in a rhythm, you know, sometimes you just throwing the ball up at the rim and it's going to go in. So my kudos go off to Washington. He's a good friend of mine, going back to battles through AAU. And but to answer your question, you know, I just told Coach Underwood, let me guard, let me put some length on him. You know, if he makes it a tough one, I can live with that. But I want to be the one on him. I want to be the one. If he was to, you know, win a game for them, I wanted to, you know, be on me.
Okay. All right. We'll go to Corey at WQAD, then Shannon, Mark Pearson. Go ahead, Corey.
Hey, Ayo, 2005, last time Illinois was a #1 seed. 1989, they're a 1 seed. A lot of expectations out of those teams, and they delivered. This team with the 1 seed, talk about the expectations and how you plan on delivering this time around.
We're going to take it one game at a time. You know, that's all we can do. Our coaching staff is going to do a great job to, you know, prepare for Drexel. And then that's all we can do. You know, it's win to go home. We really can't look ahead or look at, you know, any other rounds. All we can do is focus in on our first opponent. So we're going to do that. You know, tomorrow we're going to get some rest, and then we're going to come back Wednesday and Thursday and just try to prepare for our first game. And then after that, prepare for the next game. But really, our main focus is on our first game.
All right, Shannon Ryan, you're up. Mark Pearson on deck.
Yeah, I was just wondering 2 things. But first, if you know, you and Kofi get most of the attention on the team, and it seems like, you know, today there were so many contributors. I'm just wondering if that kind of typifies the team in your eyes.
Yes, it's great. You know, I told you guys at Ohio State, you know, when you guys asked me how did I feel about my teammates contributing the 3 games I was out, I told you that I was thrilled. You know, if you look at any great player, any great team, you cannot win with 1 player. Nobody has done it. You know, Michael Jordan has Scottie Pippen. You know, Kobe Bryant had Pau Gasol, Derek Fisher, Ron Artest. LeBron had Ray Allen, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, Kyrie Irving. So, you know, when you get to the point where you're playing a championship game, you always need the other players to contribute and play with confidence and play freely. And that's how you win. So, you know, for our guys to, you know, Georgie, great. Bello was great. DeMonte was great. For them to play well, you know, it takes pressure off myself. It takes pressure off Kofi, and ultimately makes our team more dangerous.
And then I'm just wondering, you know, again, when you're on the top of that ladder, and obviously that's where you want to be again, doing that same exact thing on April 5th. Just if that symbolism struck you a bit, and just is there a comfort level in having already been in Indy, having played there?
Oh yeah, it felt good, but I want more. You know, it's something that I'm definitely going to soak in. It's something that, you know, I'm definitely proud of, because this is an accomplishment we made when the season first started, but we have bigger goals and it's much more to accomplish. Yeah, so we want more. I want more, but you know, this is good for now.
I think that was my point. Like on April 5th is your goal. I'm just wondering that symbolism of getting back up on the ladder under that same hoop.
Oh, definitely. I mean, that's the goal, to, you know, raise another banner. So definitely, we definitely want to get back. We got to take 1 game at a time. I think we'll be fine.
Hey, Mark Pearson, then Joey Wagner, and then Mike Berman. Go ahead, Mark.
I want to take it back, Ayo, to kind of the last overtime period at this Ohio State game. Obviously, y'all are pretty tired. Rutgers, Iowa, Ohio State, back to back to back. I mean, what was the feeling like in the legs? Because a lot of guys had hands on knees, and were you guys tired? And how much did adrenaline kind of kick in at that point?
I would say my body was tired, but I tried to control it with my mind. So I tried to tell myself I'm good, you know. It definitely, you know, we have a minute left, you know, overtime for the Big Ten championship, 2 teams battling. There's no time to tell yourself you're tired. So I told myself, I'm good, you know, fight through it. This is the time where you push through. This is the time where all the work you put in comes and shows. So I'm pretty sure I was tired, but I try to just control my mind and tell myself, like, it's not time to be tired.
Or quick one, George Bashaniashvili fouled out, but was loud on the bench. Did you guys hear him, obviously, on the sideline there? And how much did that energize you guys when, obviously, the final moments were happening?
I definitely heard him. It was great. He was great. off the bench. His energy was great and it's contagious. You know, when you're on the bench cheering for your teammates, genuinely happy for them, when you get in the game, the ball finds you. That's how it works. So I was proud of him today.
Okay, we'll go Joey Wagner and then Mike Berman. Go ahead, Joey.
Hey, obviously Georgie had that pretty big stretch there, 10 straight points. Trent Frazier had 5 straight at the end of regulation. DeMonte had big plays. What's it say about this team that the veterans who have, really kind of built this thing up along with you had such big moments in this game?
It was great. It just shows that we all want to win. It shows that we all, strive to bring this trophy back to Champaign. And everyone has their moments. Everyone was ready. Everyone was locked in. And it feels good when you contributed on a championship team. It feels good. So I'm proud of each of one of them that you named.
Thanks, Ayo.
Okay, Mike Berman, and then we've got to follow up with Robert Rosenthal. That may wrap it up. Go ahead.
Ayo, congrats, man. As a Chicago guy, you're somewhat familiar with Loyola. What stands out about what Porter's been able to do with that program, and what would the opportunity mean? What do you think that atmosphere would be like for Chicago basketball fans if you guys met them in the second round?
Oh, my bad. You said Loyola. I mean, they've been having a great season, so kudos to them. But I'm really enjoying this Big Ten championship, and then Drexel, and whoever we see after that, it'd be great. But shout out to Loyola. That's my city, Chicago. So they've been great. I'm happy they made the tournament. But besides that, I'm really not focused on that. I'm just really focused on embracing this. First time since 2005, and then getting my mind ready for Drexel. That's our next opponent.
Okay, we'll go Robert Rosenthal, and then with a follow-up and a quick question by Matt Stevens, and then I'll be finished for Ayo. Go ahead, Robert.
Yeah, I just want to go back to your unfinished business quote you used for a couple of years now. Where do we stand on that scale of unfinished?
Oh man, where we stand. NCAA tournament's time to start. Now it's time to make history. It's time to dig deeper. It's time to focus in a little bit more. But it was great. This Big Ten championship, this is great. This is a great accomplishment. I'd be lying to you if I said it wasn't. Really to have this right here, hear my teammates cheering and lock on, it's great. It's no other group of guys that I want to do this with.
Thanks.
And Matt Stevens, that'll finish up with Ayo. Go ahead, Matt.
Ayo, there was that and one with DeMonte where TV cameras saw you bear hug him before he went to the foul line. Just how much of a love have you had for him, and how key has it been over this last, I would say, year and a half for his teammates to be able to, keep him up and keep him motivated and keep him confident when there's been a lot of, when he does a lot of things that don't.
I mean, we tell him that. We tell him that all the time. What you're doing what you're doing that doesn't show up in the stat sheet, we appreciate it. And I told DeMonte, you're going to help us win this game. I always tell him that. It always comes through. So to see him just go out there and compete, see him go out there and play as hard as he can, I was just very proud of him. I love him for that. And we trying to go out there and get some more hardware.